Hey, what is up, everybody? We are back on the scene and back with the foolery. One of y'all did tell me that Ready to Love was coming back on, but I really did forget until I saw the previews and people talking about it on social media. So I had to come in and catch up. I know it came on Saturday night. I know I'm late. Or did it come on Friday? Either way, I'm late, y'all. But yeah, we are here and we back with the foolery. I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm actually watching the episode as I review it because this episode is going to consist of a lot of people. You guys, we're Ready to Love veterans at this point, right? Especially for y'all who've been with me for a minute. You guys know we started out together. And I really do think day one Ready to Love fans, day one Ready to Love reviewers, we need to get our flowers. All of us need to get our flowers because I know people who just now found out about this show last year. Friends, family, and we've been here for a long time and we've been doing what we do. So kudos to us, right? But as veterans, we all know that the show, the first episode and the second episode have a lot of people on them. And a lot of times you don't even need to commit those people to memory because they're not going to be here long. So I'm just going to watch and comment as we go. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. I miss y'all, okay? Let's jump right into it. Nephew Tyler Perry, Will Packard. Is Will Packard involved in this? We need to talk about our list of demands. Didn't we tell y'all that we didn't want to see no more of y'all going to these cities? We are back in Miami, y'all. Back in Miami. When he said South Florida, I was like, okay, maybe we in Tampa. You know, maybe we is that South? I really don't know. Maybe we in Tampa. Maybe we in Daytona. Okay, maybe we in Jacksonville. No, y'all. We are back in Miami. We told y'all in our last list of demands, we didn't want to see any more of these major black cities, okay? We don't want to see another Houston, Dallas, DC. Where else have we been, y'all? LA. We don't want to see any more of these. We want to see some hometown love, okay? We want to see some good old Ready to Love Birmingham, some Ready to Love Greensboro, some Ready to Love Columbia. South Carolina is one of the blackest cities I have ever lived in. Please do not sleep. And I know it's probably some people out there looking for love. All right? Because we tired of this. This never goes the way we need it to go. But let me calm down. Excuse me. Calm down. Y'all tell JoJo, calm down. Okay, I do this every year. Every year I let Ready to Love get me worked up, but not this year. Okay, not this year. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. It's only a matter of time. So let's get started. We meet our first three singles. One of them is named Andre. Andre actually reminds me of somebody that I dated, y'all. I was like 24, 25, and I decided I was going to go the older route. Okay, he was about 9 or 10 years older than me. And yeah, y'all know. No, but they remind me a lot of each other. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know who is ever going to watch these reviews and I don't want people mad at me. But let me just say, as soon as I heard him use the word, see, this person going to know, as soon as he used the word awesome, I was like, oh no. Andre believes, I think that he is one of the cool guys. I don't know if he is, but he is at least cute. So that does help. But he's used to popping bottles, you know, popping bottles and flirting with models. I said, Andre, no, you not. No, you not. And the only reason the models is over there is because you popped the bottles. Okay, don't think for no other reason. That is the reason they are over there, Andre. Andre said that he don't think he a player no more. Even though a lion never loses his instinct. Is a lion a player? I guess so. He ain't a player no more. Okay, he think he ready to love. So we just know from that line right there that he's not ready to love, but he gonna act like he is. So he pull up in his he Easter sharp, ain't he? He got on his lavender jacket. And our next single, see, I done forgot her name, Kadaya. I'm not going back to look either because, like I said, you don't commit these people to memory on the first episode. They're not gonna be here long. So she pulls up. I do remember she was 31, I think. She pulls up. She likes lavender, right? She says she comes from a mother who is Latina and a black father. And so, you know, she a little spicy. You got to be coming with it if you're going to deal with her. Her type is 6 feet and over. I guarantee y'all she little. I don't know what it is about you little women. And I know I'm not that big, but honey, I'm 5'6", okay? And I don't even profess to have a man over 6 feet. I actually have dated some men shorter than me. But y'all little itty bitty 4'11" to 5'2", y'all always want y'all a giant. It never fails. Y'all are the reason a lot of these men coming out short, because the kids, when they had a son, the son is coming out around your height. You messing up the good genetics. I just want to let y'all midgets know that. I just want to let y'all know that y'all messing up the continuance of the good tall genetics. That's all I'm saying. I'm just playing kind of. No, it is kind of true. But I like to save the 6 feet and over for my my 5'7" and up girls. It's hard for y'all. 5'7", 5'8", 5'5". When you getting 5'9", it really do start getting hard. So, you know, I'll be like, y'all have them. I don't need all that extra. Okay, give me somebody. We can see eye to eye as long as you good to me. But that's not the point. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going off. Let's move on. Then we meet Natasha. Natasha has this little bitty voice, and she says that her career has really gotten in the way of her love life. She is a workaholic. I know a couple of them, but she was engaged at one point in time. So I was like, girl, you didn't get that much in the way of it. I ain't never been engaged. Excuse me, y'all. I myself have never been engaged, and yeah, I would not call myself a workaholic at all. So, yeah, that's the first 3 singles we get introduced to. Let me keep watching. Okay, so next up, we have Z. And Z looks like somebody, a celebrity. Y'all know who I'm talking about? The one that's on the show with Anthony Anderson. And I'm having a brain fart. But y'all know who I'm talking about, the real cute girl. She kind of reminds me of her. Z says that she loves to nurture her man and baby her man. You know, she like to watch him eat her food, and she might rub on him a little bit while he eating. I was just like, But she says she can get very, very a little obsessive sometimes about her partner. She just love touching on him girl, I understand. I can kind of get like that too, but I don't let them know about it. I don't let them know. Don't let them know. Don't let them know till you get them. Then we have I forgot his name, but he is a radio DJ. He also does music, and y'all know when they do music, you got to show and prove. Now, I wanted to learn to rap for y'all, but I got too much to do today. I cannot be fooling with y'all and then, creep and we crawl. It wasn't like that, though. It wasn't slow, okay? It was a quick rap. It was very, it was giving Q-tip, and I don't rap fast, so I tell you, if he perform again, no, I'm gonna try to get it, y'all. But he was ready for them girls, and they was like, okay. He seems like a really nice guy. He too has a lot of personality. Telling some of the same corny jokes that Anthony was telling earlier, but they go over a little bit better. Z actually says that she could see him as a stand-up comedian. He does admit that he's a little short, and sometimes that does get in the way of his love life, but he's just looking for a woman that understands. His idea of love is a woman that fart in front of you. I was like, I know just the right girl for you. Not me. I ain't talking about me, but I was just like, he seemed cool. He seems like a cool guy. He didn't say how short he was. He just said he was short, but he looked like he about their height, so he might be like 5'6", but I guarantee you his mama's short and his daddy tall. All right, that was my last time. I promise you that was the last time. All right, it's a few connections being made already. So we got Morgan, and I think his name was Lyndon. They're talking. Lyndon is from Kingston, Jamaica. I almost tried to do my accent, but I know my Jamaicans don't like that, so I'm not going to do it. But he works in the nightlife. Looks like he's a bartender, so he's out all night and going to sleep at 6, 7 in the morning. Morgan has to decide if that's something that she wants to deal with. I think she's an interior decorator, but she says he's going to be around a lot of beautiful women. He's going to be out all night. She doesn't really party like that anymore, but they both want somebody that they can come home to at night and just watch TV. Another connection, Blue and Marcy gonna be the one. We are pretty good at this by now, so we know who's gonna be the one and who's not gonna be the one. But she seems like she's a good time, life of the party. She say she love her some Marcy, which is probably why she's still single, honey. If she could marry her, she would. Then we got Blue. Blue said he own a liquor store. I said that's all I needed to hear. I'm yours. But Blue said he owned a liquor store, and he also owns a hookah lounge, and she like hookah, she like music, she like liquor, so I'm your girl. But before they can get too far into it, here come nephew Tyler Perry, child. He come in just like Tyler Perry do. He don't get the same applause because I don't think they was ready, but trust me, it's coming. So he come in and he like, how y'all doing, Miami? I'm not dealing with nephew Tyler Perry. But he comes in and he lets them know that the dating pool has pee in it. You know, one of the Gen Z taught him that. One of his kids, grandkids, taught him what that meant. But he says if you want to get to something deep, you got to get out of those shallow waters. All right. You know, he loves his analogies and tells them that they really got to be getting to know each other, got to work on it, got to be committed, all of that. Then he introduces some fan favorites, you guys, and we already knew they were engaged because we watched, if you watch their YouTube channel, if you keep up what's going on, we knew that they were engaged, and they're in good company. Dakia is also engaged as well. What's the other couple, you guys, that ended up making it at the end? Light-skinned couple. One of them she was a singer in Mexico. She was a singer. And I forgot what he was, but I think they also got engaged as well. So there's a couple of engagements going on Ready to Love. But yes, Rashid and Rashad are definitely Rashid and y'all know I'm so bad at names. Those two are definitely my favorites. They definitely are my favorites. I was always hoping that they would get together after the show, and they did. So they are now engaged, and good for them, but they're going to stick around and talk to some of the couples. All right, a few things are going on. Rashid and Simone are going around the party, giving out advice, letting everyone who doesn't know, letting them know their story. We know the two of them met on the show. However, Simone was voted off. And I love the way Rashid brought up sometimes a strong personality can scare a lot of men off, but I knew her from our date to be something else. I knew she was a lot more vulnerable. She got vulnerable with me, and I saw a different side of her, which was what y'all remember. Y'all can go back and watch. I was hoping that Rashid was going to get to see something different in Simone. And I was so sad when she got voted off. I realized why, but I really was upset because she really let down a lot of her guards with him on that day. And I knew that Rashid was getting something that a lot of the other men in the house were not getting, but it's okay. All's well that ends well. And they were able to get together anyway. And so they discussed the importance of making sure that you go deep in the process and try to get to know each other. Take advantage of this opportunity to get to know things about each other that you may not otherwise find out dating elsewhere. They also talk about the importance of being friends first. They had friendship at the inception. They got to see each other's I guess you could say insecurities or weaker points in the beginning, because she got to know some things about Rashid in the beginning. Blake, I don't know, I got my eye on him because he looked at Simone and said, what took you so long to realize that this man was a catch? What are you talking about? They were on the show and she got voted off. But Simone does say that she was kind of used to guys just wearing her down. But with Rashid, like I said before, she saw a different side of him from the beginning, and they started out as friends first. That's something that they're giving a lot of people, so I hope everyone is listening to that. Seems like that really worked well for them, and it works well for a lot of people I talk to. What else went on? Okay, besides them giving their advice, Morgan leaks up with a guy, I think his name was Tony. Tony has 2 teenage sons. It's a lot of women on this show, just they ready to be stepmamas. So for all of y'all who say, actually, I don't really hear men complain that nobody wants them with kids. Actually, I actually don't hear a lot of that. So yeah, I don't even know why I was about to bring that up. But Morgan says she ready to be a stepmama. They need some boys in the family. She covered by the blood. You know, she grew up in church. She want a man that love God. She don't want to have to drag him along, and she feel like Tony seemed like he might be spiritual. I don't know, ladies. I tell y'all this. Be very careful with men who just bring up God at the inception. I know that's good. That's a good thing. But keep your eye on it, because they know what we like too. Okay, they know what works for us too. I'm just saying. Okay, I done dated some real so-called holy men, and baby, they try to get me in their bed on the first night just like any other one. But they love God, though. They definitely a man of God. So she meets up with him. I don't know if he's like that. No disrespect to you, Mr. Tony. But Tony said, you know, he really wants to have that family. He didn't have a mother and dad in the home growing up, but he wants to be able to give his boys that, 2 teenage boys at that Morgan apparently is ready to be the stepmama of. So, I mean, you know, go off, Morgan, if that's what you want to do. Then, who else do we get introduced? See, this is why I need to write stuff down. We also get introduced to Mercedes, who was she is just cute to me. She's like a little button. But Mercedes is a flight attendant, and you guys know how it goes with our flight attendants on the show. They can get in relationships, but it's hard to stay in them because the traveling usually ends up being a problem. The guy she's talking to, I don't remember his name, but I do believe he was 39. He says he has a daughter. He's got the job. You know, he's talking about maybe marriage. And she was like, maybe? He was like, well, no, marriage for sure. You know, that's the next step. I already got the good job. I already got the daughter. I said the marriage should have been the step before the daughter, like y'all be telling us. But I'm not, let me not, because it's only episode 1. Let me not start my foolishness. But yeah, that's the natural step. That's next. Okay. For him, he wants to be able to have that family unit. And, I guess Mercedes is willing to be a stepmom as well. You know, there's stepmoms galore on this show. Yeah, for right now, that's the connections I'm seeing. Let's move forward. Y'all, I feel bad for Dre. I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there. I feel bad for him. I'm not going to read no comments because, not y'all, I'm not going to read the comments in any of the other videos because I already know that it is going to be a drag fest about not accepting the short dude, not accepting. Y'all remember that guy that got eliminated the very first episode? He was a postal worker. And how them women and all them men was up in an uproar about how women was superficial and they didn't want a good guy. And I was just like, but he's not even a good guy. He said he was a hoe. He said he was a hoe. It's like everybody was missing that. And they were just zooming in on the fact that the postal carrier got eliminated. But anyway, you guys, I just know that it's going to give very much those kind of vibes in a comment section, so I'm not going to read it. But I will say this, even though I do feel bad for him, and if I was there, I would probably give him a chance. It's really that haircut that I don't like. I just wish he would go, like, you know, just get a low cut. I actually think a low cut would look real nice on him, but the hair probably give him some height. It probably give him some height. But I already told you, I've talked to shorter men, so I don't let people guilt trip me about that. But what I was going to say was, I do remember a time when another person was on Ready to Love who was very sweet and kind, and because of her body type also got eliminated. The men also were not checking for her. So if we want to use that P word that we love to use all the time, your preferences, then it works across the board. Okay, it works across the board. That's all I'm gonna say. So, but I do feel bad for him because he seemed cool. But he love him some Marcy, y'all. He giving Marcy the eye, and Marcy's cute. Marcy, come on now. What if you end up liking him a little bit? You know, sometimes you don't think you're gonna like a person, and then you start laughing and joking. Next thing you know, you done pushed up on him a little bit. You never know what could happen. But Marcy Marcy thinks he's nice, he's cool, and at least she sits down and has a conversation with him. And it actually seemed like a good conversation, but it was about to rain and Sister Girl got on up out of there. Next person I kind of felt bad for was Lyndon. Y'all, old girl, okay, the Latina, she said, he mentioned that he had a roommate, and why she looked at him and she was just like, absolutely not. Like, you want me to accept less than I've already had? I was just like, he didn't even say he wanted you. You ain't have to go in on that man like that. But she was going on and on about how she been living by herself for so long, and she needs somebody else that's also taking care of themselves. And then the brother that was sitting there with him, he wasn't really saying anything. He was just kind of like, and had the smirk on his face. And Lyndon said he thought it was very judgmental of her to say, but look, that's not the right woman for you, and that's not the right man for you, and that's fine. Although I do concur, okay, at a certain point in life, you do need to have your own space. It is important to me to know that the person that I'm dealing with, especially if I'm about to build a life with you, that you do know how to take care of yourself. Like, you are not consistently looking for a fallback, especially in the man that I'm dealing with. However, I do know that Miami is expensive, so I can kind of understand. I think he's in his early 30s, and I know things have changed a lot since our parents and grandparents' time. But it is important that you know how to take care of yourself by yourself. I do think that is important. Okay, I've done it, and I'm ready to go back to a roommate. But that's just me. But I've already taken care of myself for many, many years. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. But anyway, another connection that I saw, another conversation that I wanted to highlight was Blake. I knew I wasn't going to like Blake when he looked at Simone and asked her that question, and he just confirmed it as he goes around and talks to some of the other women. He has a conversation with Morgan, pretty much letting everybody know he's not going to have any more kids. He also has a conversation with Natasha. Now, I think he was initially drawn to her for her looks, but then he ended up saying he didn't really like her. She wasn't answering the questions the way that he thought that she should, wasn't really giving enough information. And I'm trying to figure out how she had time, because you dominate the whole conversation with what you want and what you like and who you are. We know he has 3 boys and he's not having any more children. All right. The buck stops there for him. His boys are kind of spaced out. I think he has some teenagers, no, not teenagers. He has some adults, and then he has a 9-year-old. So the kids are pretty spaced out. And I want to know who he had this 9-year-old with, and why they not. Go and get back together. You and the 9-year-old mama. Y'all go ahead and get back together, because I don't think these women out here got what you want. I don't think they gonna be enough for you. I don't know. You are the only person that's enough for you, Blake. Natasha is not really feeling it, and you can tell the conversation went nowhere. I was ready for them to both get up and leave. Then we have Jeffrey and Andre. Cute little connection. Okay, Jeffrey is giving her her best. I can't even do it, y'all. Her Minnie Mouse voice. And she being real cute. She's a beautiful woman. Then we find out Jeffrey got 3 kids, okay? And she needs somebody that's going to accept her 3 children. You know, she's very spiritual. It's all about love. And, you know, when she wakes up every morning, she just tries to... I can't do it, y'all, her Minnie Mouse voice. But she just tries to show that love. And it's all good. I was waiting on the music to go... when she said she had 3 children. But Andre didn't flinch, y'all. He did not flinch. He did not fold. I don't know if Andre has children or not. I don't think so. He hasn't mentioned any. But, you know, he had his tendril. He had his tendril in the front, and she was feeling that. I said, you know, it's somebody out there for everybody. Woo, child. But Jeffrey, I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened. Because you said they have not had that consistent father figure in their life. So I'm pretty sure we're going to find out as the show goes on. But did he leave? Were you married to him? Is it more than one, like Jeffrey? Okay, we're going to need to know this. I'm going to tell you, I'm not a man, and I want to know the backstory. So I'm pretty sure the men going to want to know too. But we already know y'all be lying about that single mama thing, because I told y'all I don't know no single mothers. Not one. Not a single one. I'm sorry, I'm lying. I do know one. I do know one, and I know why. I know why she is. Anyway, but I don't know that many. But let's watch the rest of the episode. All right, so let's jump to the end. Now, I did realize that Rashid and Simone had on the same clothes that they had on from their YouTube video that they showed of their engagement, but I thought the engagement happened at that party, not necessarily at the Ready to Love event, but I guess it happened. I don't know, you guys. I really don't know. I don't think the engagement was fake. I think they threw a party afterwards, and she was surprised when she walked into that party. Not necessarily surprised from... Listen, you guys, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to let y'all figure that part out. They engaged, okay? That's what we do know. They engaged. So anyway, after they leave, we see a few more of the couples talking. We got to see Z interacting with the guy. Z is kind of goofy. She's kind of goofy. But she also seems like she's a good time. She says one of her mistakes in relationships in the past was maybe moving too fast. She can be very spontaneous, and so that's just something that she needs to work on. And the guy she was talking to was saying how he had experienced his sister dying from breast cancer, and so now he has this nephew that I'm guessing, I don't know if he's raising, maybe the family is all raising together, and he's kind of had a strong hand in it. So yeah, sad, but they have a little connection there as well. So we get to the end, y'all, and y'all know Dre had to go home. I felt bad for Dre. I really did feel bad for Dre. But when I was looking at him as he walked off and he was like, all right, ladies, I was just like, you know what? It's not even just that he's short. It's the style. Like, okay, listen, I know some shorter men, right? Actually, my homegirl just got done dating somebody that was kind of short. I feel like shorter men should not wear big clothes. They need to wear their clothes that are more tailored. To me, they look better that way. When they wear bigger clothes, it swallows them. They look kind of, they almost look like a kid. And then the fact that he has that very light voice doesn't help it. So I was looking at him, I was like, you know, he don't need, the style is, I kind of wish I was his sister. I would be like, look, we're going to get you a different little look. You need to be on your grown man. The haircut, I mean, I think that's in style now. The men are growing their hair out. So I think that's the look. But when I was looking at him, I was like, you know what? We need to just make do a few little subtle things. You know, bring your grown man out and you get you some glasses that's maybe like gold rimmed instead of them thick black rimmed anime type looking glasses. Listen, don't y'all come for me. I watch a little anime too. I'm just saying, you ain't got to have that look. You gotta have that look. I don't know, y'all. I think Drake gonna be all right though. I know them women was in them DMs. Dre is gonna be just fine. I didn't even hear that much of an uproar about it yet, so he gonna be all right, y'all. Then we had Natasha. Natasha ends up having to go home. And Z was safe. Okay, Dre ended up having to go home and Blake was safe. I personally would have preferred for Blake to go home, but you know, he'll work his way out the door eventually. And that's what we do know. What did you guys think about this episode? What do you guys think about all of the couples? How are you feeling about everybody so far? Yes, I did notice that the men tend to most of the men seem like they're a little bit older. The women are kind of like in their early 30s. Not all of them, but I did notice that little thing. But we'll just see how it goes. We're going to see how it works out. You guys like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you think. We are back. And I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.